Hey there, guys. It's Kage DQT coming at you for some very exciting news, which I had predicted at some capacity would come to pass with the closing of the Dai mobile game. Now, for a couple of weeks, there's been some talk about what would happen with Dai on our end for our content, and we're going to get into that today. So, for those of you who are up to date with JP News, they are getting a reprinting of the banners. There's going to be some units being blossomed. There's going to be some things handled a little bit differently than before. And this all kind of correlates into the shutting down of Dai A Heroes Bond, because we're not the only game to be getting a re-release of Dai content. There are some other JP games that are getting some Dai rerun content as well, which may be their strategy to pull those people into different games, since Dai is going to be gone soon. So this could be one of their strategies. I mean, granted, this could have been planned all along, but I originally said if we were going to get some new Dai content, it would be mid-2023, and we are looking at that as where it's going to fall, because it is literally just dropping as we speak here. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look. I want to thank Julio and Ortega for translations. If anything seems a little amiss, we can blame Julio, and if everything's spot on, you can be like, good job, Ortega. So we are looking at this reprint. It's going to start in JP 210. Generally, we're about 90 days out, so probably May, and the May we would see this, latest maybe June. And here's a couple of things where it is going to be different. We are looking at half the blue materials needed for these units that we're going to be talking about here. And also they're going to be giving us, potentially, they're going to be giving us some free scout tickets for this event. So 40 here, hopefully we get that. I mean, I'm hoping they're at a point where we know what's going on in JP. We're going to want the same treatment. So if they're getting 40 scout tickets for Dai reprint, we're going to want 40 for Dai. So they're also going to have a sale set with a friend introduction ticket. I believe that has to do with getting any of the S-rank spotlights from the previous set. You can get one of them randomly with that ticket. So that's going to, include Dai, Heinkel, Hadler, and Dragonoid Baron into the fold. Now, for the units themselves that are getting blossomed, I don't see any new moves on any of these guys. So, I mean, Dai isn't really getting S-Dai. Well, that's kind of a play on words for the mobile game. It's kind of cruel, Julio. So, Dai here's just getting some all-around additional physical prowess. His Draconic Ore, if your HP is 20% or more, increases your power and reduces damage by 30%. Not bad. Avant Rush Power plus 50%. Air Slash 20. So he's getting some buffs here. He's getting an extra 50 HP. I think there's 2 nodes here. It's a little small. You can learn 2 of the same trait. Okay, so there's apparently 2 of those nodes. Heinkel is getting some other power-ups as well. All attribute resistance plus 5. Huh. Does that even mean the one he's weak to as well? Because I know he's different in terms of resistance. He's built differently. He's only weak to zap, so that's interesting. The additional 40 agility might be nice, but he's not getting any move. He didn't get move. Dai didn't get any move at all. So, and of course no new moves as well. So there's nothing being added to this guy's toolkit. So it's a little, they're handling this differently. Maybe because of the lack of a special move. And because of how they're modifying these units to try and, interchange them into the new power structure, maybe that's why they're building them this way. Mom seems to be the only one here that really paid off, because as you can see here, Idoka's +1 move. So Mom is actually going to be the only one of this current set that's going to have additional move with her set with using her. She's going to get 2 HP nodes plus 40, some shot power. Let's see, support shot. When a friend other than yourself attacks, if the enemy is within range, attack up to 2 times during battle. Okay. The move is the main thing here. I mean, and she was the farmable unit. So you're definitely, if you've played the event before, you have her max awakened. If you haven't, with the reminiscence coming, you're going to be able to get her max awakened, and you're going to be able to get her blossom taken care of with half the blossoming material. So I think she's going to be one of the better ones. And then last we have Pop for right now. And again, he's not getting any move. He's getting some power-ups and extra HP. Slightly raises idle power and deflection rate for 3 turns. So it looks like he's getting spell power increase and evasion. Okay, that's not bad. Sliver of Courage, start of 3rd action, turn, increase spell power, recovery power by 1.5 times for 1 turn. Okay. It's not bad, but again, he's not getting any move at all. So, I mean, that's what we're looking at here right now. Will there be any more to this event? Will there be anything else here? Double the participation rates. I'm not seeing in Scout 1 collaboration. So, I mean, maybe this is part 1 of 2 for this event, because there are other units here that need a Blossom. I can't imagine them just kind of ignoring Dragonoid Baron, Humanoid Baron, Hadler, Flizzard, Crocodile, or Crocodine rather. I can't see them being all ignored. So there'll probably be 2 parts to this event, and I surmise that their Blossom will be coming on the back, and hopefully it's a lot better, because here again it feels like three subpar Blossoms and 1 decent one, because again Mom's getting the movement, but they also counteracted this by, again, we're going to be looking at half the material. So I like where this is going. I like what they're doing with this, and I'm just grateful they brought this back. I don't know if this is, again, because of the game dying. It's pretty odd timing overall. It's pretty odd timing. I mean, I did say before, if Dai bit the bullet, we would be seeing some more of Dai in the future for our game. And sure enough, here we are. So, again, this is looking like it's going to be out in May. We'll keep an eye on this. We'll see if there's going to be a second event, what they're going to do. If they're going to build upon this and do a legitimate part 2 after the introductory stuff is done, so that we can get some other new units, because I'd like to get Miss Vern, Kill Vern, Actual Vern, I'd like to get that trio, and maybe some other units that I wouldn't suspect for the banner as well, because there's a couple other units that they could do that you probably wouldn't, think of, or they didn't really have too much of a play on the story towards the end, but we'll see what happens in that regard. But for right now, this is what's coming down the pipeline. So if you are somebody who, for whatever reason, you missed this event, you really care about CP and ranking and all that stuff, this is your chance to kind of get back up there, because, again, for the longest time, nobody knew if the stuff was legitimately going to come back 100% or how it was going to be handled. So I think we're seeing with these specialty crossover events, they do have the capacity, or at least the power, to negotiate and bring them back to the table. So maybe we'll see the Final Fantasy one in a year from now as well. Well, who knows? It's not a bad idea for them to bring it back to the table. It'll get newer people to want to bite on these units, especially if they're going to blossom and power them up and make them more appealing to the current field of play. But with that being said, this is Kage DQT signing out. Like, share, subscribe, all that nonsense if you want. Mainly, if you're interested in the game, join the Discord. And if you want to talk about other games or play other games, join the Discord for that too. Because, well, I try other things out here and there. Take care, guys. See you next time.